everyone, and welcome back to Live Pulse, where we analyze the strategic forces shaping our world, often from the unexpected places. I'm your host Bhakti, and today we are diving into a story sits at the intersection of AI, geopolitics, and technology. The global battle over silicon chips and the company caught in the middle, Nvidia. To help us unpack this, I'm joined by Abhishek, who has been closely tracking the semiconductor story and the deeper implication for global strategy. Abhishek, let's start at the top. Why is Nvidia suddenly such a focal point in this global power play?
Thanks, Bhakti. Nvidia's rise is one of the most dramatic tech stories of our time. Originally, they were best known for graphics cards powering video games, but what changed everything was how their GPUs, designed for parallel processing, turned out to be perfect for training large language models that made them essential to the generative AI boom.
So, from gaming to generative AI, now they have become the backbone of AI revolution.
Exactly. Their chips, especially the H100 and A100, are industry standards. Over the 80% of AI data center chips globally are made by Nvidia. Their clients, OpenAI, Anthropic, Google DeepMind, basically the entire frontier of AI innovation.
And China's role in this equation?
Huge one. The China's role is very huge. The Chinese tech giants like Tencent, Alibaba, and ByteDance have relied heavily on Nvidia chips to build their own AI infrastructure. In 2023, China accounted for nearly $17 billion of Nvidia's revenue, and that's about a fifth of the total.
But things began to shift with increasing US China tensions, right?
In 2022, the Biden administration started imposing tighter export controls on high-end semiconductors. The concern was that these chips could support China's military and AI capabilities. Nvidia tried to stay competitive by offering downgraded chips like the H2O designed to meet the letter of the law while keeping access to China.
And that strategy worked for a while.
Right, but recently, even those workarounds came under fire. The US now requires Nvidia to get special licenses to sell even downgraded chips to China. The immediate impact: a $5.5 billion revenue from unsellable inventory and another $16 billion worth of H2O chips caught in limbo.
And then comes the DeepSeek moment. That really seems like a turning point.
Absolutely correct. DeepSeek, a relatively unknown Chinese firm, claimed they trained a powerful AI model just for $6 million. The US was alarmed, not just at the cost, but at how they would reportedly acquire tens of thousands of NVIDIA GPUs through intermediaries, possibly including restricted units.
An investigation suggested links between DeepSeek and China military.
Yes, some of their researchers have ties to sensitive defense institutions. For US officials, this wasn't just tech progress, it was a potential national security breach. That put even more pressure on Nvidia's position in China.
So now, Nvidia finds itself in an impossible position.
Exactly, but they are being squeezed from both sides. Regulatory restriction in the US and an eroding customer base in China is forcing them to pivot hard toward domestic and aligned markets. With massive new investments in US based AI infrastructure, around $500 billion worth.
But stepping away from China has its own risk.
Companies like Huawei are accelerating their development of domestic AI chips. If Nvidia exists, it creates a vacuum that China will likely fill, potentially creating a rival capable of challenging them globally.
And this isn't just Nvidia's problem anymore.
No, not at all. This semiconductor crackdown has bipartisan support in the US. Other players like ASML and AMD all are also being drawn in. That's there is a talk of new tariffs, increased scrutiny, and broader realignment across the industry.
So what began as chip sales is now full-blown techno-strategic warfare.
That's right, Bharti. It's no longer just about market competition. It's about geopolitical positioning. Nvidia, once a company helping games look better, is now at the center of AI arms race.
High stakes, high pressure, and a lot more than just silicon at play. Abhishek, thanks for breaking that down for us.
My pleasure.
And to our listeners, what do you think the future of global AI development looks like with rising tech protectionism? Drop us a comment or connect us on social. Till next time, keep it strategic, keep it global, and stay tuned.